So for the Legos, second Lego set, actually I got it as a gift because I bought the last one that was soon to come, the big monster. So it's not Technic, it's actually a tribute to Galileo Galilei. 307 pieces. It will be a different kind of Lego, but this time I will try to show you as I go with it, and I hope it won't take that much time. But just like before, how about to see what is inside the box? This time it's not that like the other one, so we'll need our friend the scissor in order to open it. And you all know that I don't exceed even at doing the simplest thing, but so most likely like in the others we have, this time it will be in several pieces. As we see, all the bags has numbers of them. So we have 2, 1, 2 trees. Yeah, we still have things to put. That's the one thing I actually missed from doing the cards, besides the pieces, actually sticking stuff. The general ones. Of course, we couldn't miss the holy book. This here. Another one, which means we'll going to have another 2. Most likely. So now we can step aside the other one. And we can proceed actually with the first bag. The other 2 we can put them side by side. Looks like interesting. We'll be guiding ourselves for the book. So just like the book suggests, in each steps we're going to make a ground a little bit higher and actually finish it. So most likely we'll be starting with the first piece, but as usually, besides needing the 2 base pieces, I will actually be cutting the bags and put myself all the pieces in front or next to me. I'll move the book a little bit up so I have the field just for the pieces. And it looks like we are going to make the first step 1, and we're going to make the floor most likely. So we'll be starting with pieces and working. Sometimes, yes, I like to work with them in my hand. Sometimes I like to connect them and put them down. But I don't have quite a large view over what I'm doing, but I will try and do my best to have it at least on that area. And let's see further. So as we were going, this one are actually, the pieces are a little bit more simpler than the previous one. Still have to find some of them in between, but there are no technical connections, so it will go most likely a little bit faster. Most likely, filming from above, it would have been better to see what I'm actually doing, but this one will do as well. Looks like they are going to move, so most likely we'll have something interesting. First, usually I'm seeing most of the pieces that I need and try to bring them from the beginning in front, so I can work easily with them. Because sometimes if I have quite a lot, I will tend to miss the important ones, and we all know that's not something we actually want to do. Doesn't so far show up to be a big one, but most likely it will be, because what would be life it's not a little bit complicated. So we will be running with them. gathering all our pieces. Actually quite an interesting one, because this kind of collection, unlike the technique, it's actually using the pieces we are all used when doing classic Lego, so most likely will be used with this as well. So these are more like connections, trying to connect the different plates that I put here. So far all good. So I have 2 of these, I need all 4, so this is how it looks so far, but we'll keep on going, we don't stop, because this is actually going to be, it's somehow under the floor, but still looks quite amazing and quite interesting. So we are looking forward on going on with the first step, and now we'll begin very soon actually to start to cover it up. Just as you see, we are starting to cover everything that is here and actually create a floor on which we'll put the other elements. So we will be continuing adding and adding elements in order to close it. So even it's one of the easiest Legos actually, because we are using classic Lego, sometimes can actually be our doom, because when we are doing like this, trying to cover, sometimes we have to make sure that all the pieces stick together from all points and they make connection not to have in air. So we are almost done with the first step, and now we'll have to continue and close it. So most of them, the floor is almost done. We only have here space, which will be somehow connected with these ones, but we'll see later what's actually their purpose. So until then, we also pick again our pieces that we are going to use. And all the time we have to make sure all the pieces are connected and we don't have issues with them. So the hardest part is actually trying to find your next pieces. But you know how they say it, when you take a challenge, it's called challenge accepted. So now we are starting to build somehow of a foundation on which we were going to put the rest of the pieces. This is quite an interesting, and sometimes, many times when you buy above a certain amount of money, which in my case I usually do, because I, just like I said, I tend to buy the big sets, so somehow I like to complicate my life. I get the free ones, pirate most of the time, more child, but sometimes I get collection, like it's this one, and actually looking forward to do it. Very rarely I actually do the ones that I get for free. Most of the times I give them away as I consider them to be for kids, but it depends on what I have. I also have some form of games as well. But this will be, the first step will be very soon done. So I think we have very few. And then we can go to the step 2, which it will be in the next video. And starting building the walls, probably some sort of furniture. And we'll be going much closer to the final part. I know everybody's waiting for the most interesting Lego, which is the last one, the big one, but I won't be telling you what actually it's the big one, so it will be like some sort of surprise. But yeah, this one is nice too, even if it's quite simple. But for me, as I've always been into science and all that, it's actually nice to have these ones, which usually are limited editions. So unless you buy in order to get them, as a thank you for buying too much, like it was in my case, and also got some other small gifts like some characters from the movies I like, but otherwise you won't see them in shops, this kind of Legos. So all you have to do is buy above a certain amount and you will get it for free. Otherwise, no chance. And actually I feel sorry because I didn't bought it last month, or most likely last week. It was something regarding with Mickey Mouse and the Noir film. But we'll get to that part as well, so we are one step actually even closer in finishing. Yes, my moral support, it's my cat, you can sometimes hear it. So now we'll be actually ending it, so final details, and we can call it the work done for this first stage. Even this one took quite a little bit of time, so but we are almost done with it. Usually when we see pieces like this, means that here will be attached some parts. Even this will be putting most likely some mobile part that can move. So this will be the plank for what we need, going to put what the actually represents. So now I'm going to stick the Galileo Galilei on it. So I'm not always managing to put it actually quite straight, so you'll have to bear with me. If it's on big pieces, I have no issues on putting them, but sometimes on this kind, actually I have something with actually keep them straight. So this will be the first step, the foundation. It's this small, it's perfect. Tribute to Galileo Galilei. So our next step, it will be actually to recreate the walls, and that I will see you soon. But so far the foundation, the first base is done, and I'll see you in the next video.